Hello. And welcome back to the Umbrella Academy. Before going through this lecture, it is necessary that you have gone through and understood Cram's model and Felkin-Anh model for diastereoselective addition. In this lecture, we will discuss Cornforth model and polar Felkin-Anh model for diastereoselective additions. Consider this ketone being reduced with lithium aluminium hydride. Notice that this ketone has chlorine at alpha carbon. It has been established by various experimental data that methyl group is significantly larger than chlorine. Thus, using Felkin-Anh model, we can write the reactive conformation like this, with methyl perpendicular to carbonyl. Methyl is large group, chlorine is medium and hydrogen is small. Hydride will attack from small group side maintaining Burgi-Dunitz angle. After attack, there will be no change in position of groups at alpha carbon. Hydride approaches from this side. Hydroxyl reaches here and phenyl here. In the reactant, phenyl is shown opposite to methyl group. Therefore, we will rotate front carbon to bring phenyl opposite to methyl group. After rotation, the back carbon and its groups are written as such. Phenyl reaches here, hydrogen here and hydroxyl group here. Now we have phenyl and methyl opposite to each other. In the reactant, chlorine is shown above the plane, so we will see this Newman projection from chlorine side. The carbon chain is drawn as given in the reactant molecule, with phenyl and methyl anti to each other. Chlorine is towards the observer and is drawn on wedges, as has been given in the reactant. The green hydrogen is also near observer, so it is drawn on wedges. The cyan hydrogen is away from observer and is drawn on dashes. Same is the case with hydroxyl group. This we call as Felkin-Anh product. Thus, as per Felkin-Anh model, this should be major diastereomer expected. And this should be minor diastereomer. However, this was not observed. And to our surprise, the experimental results showed that this is minor diastereomer and this is major diastereomer formed in such reactions. In fact, the product ratio was found to be 1:3. To explain these and similar results, Cornforth proposed his model. Cornforth suggested that, when an electronegative atom or group such as halogens, OR, NR2, SR etc., which are not leaving groups in SN2 reactions, are present at alpha position to carbonyl group, then in the absence of chelating metal, the dipole repulsion between electron withdrawing group and carbonyl oxygen would result in an eclipsed conformation, like that in Cram's model, so that dipoles are oriented opposite to each other. Let us take this same reaction we discussed, which gives opposite results to those expected from Felkin-Anh model. So as per Cornforth model, chlorine has to be placed just opposite to carbonyl oxygen, so that the two dipoles are exactly opposite to each other to minimize the repulsion. Methyl will be placed here and hydrogen here. The incoming hydride will approach from this small group side like this. After the attack, there will be no change in groups on back carbon. Hydride approaches from this side, hydroxyl will reach here and phenyl reaches here. Recall from Cram's model, that this is an eclipsed conformation. We have to rotate the front carbon to get a staggered conformation. After rotation, phenyl reaches here, hydrogen here and hydroxyl here. In this staggered conformation, phenyl is exactly opposite to methyl as given in the reactant. Chlorine in the reactant is shown on wedges, so we position ourselves near chlorine in this staggered conformation, and convert it into flying wedge representation. The carbon chain is drawn in plane of the paper with phenyl and methyl anti, as they are in staggered conformation. Chlorine is near observer, so it is drawn on wedges. Hydroxyl is also near observer, so it is also drawn on wedges. The two hydrogens are away from the observer and are thus drawn on dashes. As per Cornforth, this is the major diastereomer. Notice that it is exactly as per the experimental results. However, just like in Cram's model, the reactive conformation used in Cornforth model is having severe eclipsing of alkyl group on carbonyl and electronegative atom or group on alpha carbon. Thus, polar Felkin-Anh model was proposed. Felkin-Anh modified their model for the molecules having electronegative atom or group at alpha carbon. Felkin-Anh suggested that in such cases, electronegative atom or group becomes equivalent of the large group in the Felkin-Anh model, irrespective of the size considerations. We will again consider the same reaction. So as per polar Felkin-Anh model, the reactive conformation will be like this, with chlorine perpendicular to carbonyl, taking the place of the large group. Among the rest two groups, hydrogen will be here and methyl group here. Hydride nucleophile will attack the carbonyl from the small group side, maintaining the Burgi-Dunitz trajectory. After the attack, groups on back carbon remain unchanged. When hydride comes from this side, after protonation hydroxyl reaches here, and phenyl reaches here. Methyl and phenyl are opposite to each other, just like they are given in the reactant molecule. Next step is conversion of this Newman projection into flying wedge projection. In the reactant, chlorine is on wedges, therefore we will observe the conformation from the side of chlorine. The main carbon chain appears like this, with methyl and phenyl anti to each other, just like they are given in the reactant molecule. Chlorine is near the observer, it is drawn on wedges, same is the case with hydroxyl group. The two hydrogens are away from the observer and hence drawn on dashes. This is the major diastereomer. And it is the same as observed in the experimental results. Thus, with electron withdrawing group at alpha carbon, we have to use polar Felkin-Anh model and consider electronegative group as large group, even though it may not be large as per size considerations. And then in the reactive conformation, put EWG perpendicular to carbonyl. Notice that the trick to predict the major diastereomer is still valid. Methyl in the reactant is syn to carbonyl oxygen, therefore chlorine must be anti to carbonyl oxygen. When large group is anti to carbonyl oxygen, the incoming nucleophile will be on the side of the small group in the major diastereomer. Thus, in our major product, hydride nucleophile and small group are on dashes. Felkin gave an explanation to show that why reactive conformation has electron withdrawing group perpendicular to carbonyl group. This is pi antibonding orbital of carbonyl bond. This is the sigma antibonding orbital of carbon-halogen bond. These are the two lowest unoccupied orbitals in the reactant. When these antibonding pi and sigma are aligned correctly, the two overlap and combine to form a new lower energy molecular LUMO, which is more reactive than the combining orbitals. In energy terms, we can show that pi star of the carbonyl and sigma star of the carbon-halogen bond combine to form two new molecular orbitals. One higher in energy than the combining orbitals and one new molecular LUMO, lower in energy, hence more reactive than combining orbitals. And the most important point is that this overlap is possible only if carbon-halogen bond is perpendicular to carbonyl bond. Nucleophilic attack then occurs easily on this new lower energy molecular LUMO. Thus, to sum up, we can say that, with EWG at alpha carbon, in absence of chelating metal, only that conformation will be reactive that places the EWG perpendicular to carbonyl bond irrespective of the size. Why we are saying in absence of chelating metal? Because presence of chelating metal in the reagent and EWG having lone pair at alpha carbon will change the reactive conformation, leading to Cram chelate model, which we will discuss in our next lecture. Thus, the major diastereomer will be formed from the reactive conformation, having electron withdrawing group here perpendicular to carbonyl group, small group here and medium group here. This is the polar Felkin-Anh model. To understand polar Felkin-On model further, consider this aldehyde having dimethylamine group at alpha carbon. This is electron withdrawing group with lone pair of electrons. And there is no metal chelation. The nucleophile is butyl anion. Therefore polar Felkin-On model will be used to predict the major diastereomer. Thus, this EWG will be considered large group, propyl medium and hydrogen of course as small. The medium group is syn to carbonyl, therefore EWG is anti to carbonyl. Thus as per our trick, nucleophile will be on small group side, that is on dashes. So that hydroxyl is pushed on wedges. This will be major diastereomer. It is better to write the molecule with longest carbon chain in plane of paper. For that we will rotate this bond to bring butyl group in plane of paper. After rotation, this part remains unchanged. Butyl now comes in plane. Hydroxyl goes behind on dashes, and hydrogen comes out on wedges. Thus the major diastereomer can be shown in this form also. Let us show the nucleophilic attack on the reactive conformation to find the major product formed, and cross-check whether, using the short trick, we have predicted correct answer above in polar Felkin-On model. Thus as per polar Felkin-On model, hydrogen is placed here, propyl here and electron withdrawing group is to be placed here perpendicular to carbonyl. Butyl anion approaches from small group side maintaining Burgi-Dunitz trajectory. After attack of nucleophile, position of groups on back carbon remains unchanged. Butyl attaches here, hydroxyl goes here and hydrogen here. The propyl and hydrogen are anti to each other, as given in the reactant molecule. NME2 group is on wedges in the reactant, so we position the observer on the side of NME2 group. If we convert this into flying wedge projection and we get this. Hydroxyl and NME2 group are near observer, hence on wedges. Butyl and hydrogen are away from the observer, hence on dashes. In order to have longest carbon chain in plane of paper, we can rotate the front carbon to bring butyl opposite to propyl. The rotation is anti-clockwise. Groups on back carbon remain unaltered. Butyl reaches here opposite to propyl. Hydrogen reaches here. And hydroxyl reaches here. Now propyl and butyl are opposite to each other. This will be drawn in plane of paper. We position observer on the side of NME2 group. And if we convert it into flying wedge projection, we get this. Now, hydrogen and NME2 groups are near the observer, hence written on wedges. And hydroxyl and hydrogen are away from observer, hence written on dashes. Thus, we have predicted correct major diastereomer using the trick. If you don't want to miss out important lectures, then subscribe and press bell icon for notifications of new lecture uploads.